Hello and welcome to episode 2 of my cast. Today we're talking a little bit about Misco's triumphant return to the Bett Show, and who better to talk to about that than Misco's own sales director, Lee Dutton, who has more years of selling into the public sector than I have had hot dinners. Lee, thank you for joining us.
That's okay, thank you. That's a lot of hot dinners.
That is a lot of hot dinners. So, Lee, you've been back at Misco for a little while now. Why was it so key for Misco to get back to the Bett Show?
Do you know, we've got a 40-year heritage of selling into the public sector and into education specifically. And it's been, 4 or 5 years now since Misco has been at the Bett Show, and a lot has changed. So we want to really go there and reinvigorate our brand, let people know we're back. I'm sure there are many customers that would be glad to see us there, want to come and say hello. And we've got some really new and innovative technology to share with our customers.
So are you going to be on the stand?
I am going to be on the stand every day, absolutely. You can come and see me there.
Worse for wear by Friday?
Well, possibly, yes. We'll see how it goes, but I'm really hoping to see some old faces from days gone past and some new ones.
Good. So in terms of the vendors that we got on the stand, we're going to have some kind of talking from Acer, iiyama. Typically, really kind of, I don't want to say Misco's bread and butter, but we do really well on client device. We do really well on front of class interactive stuff. But we're also going to have a vendor like Barracuda there talking a little bit about cloud-to-cloud backup. Why was something like that important for us to have?
Well, we really wanted to mix it up. Yes, people know us for the client devices, the front of classroom stuff, the Google Classroom. We're going to have a Google Educator there. But we wanted to, be a little bit more innovative. We sell a lot of Microsoft into schools, and we know that a lot of it isn't backed up, and our schools don't necessarily know that. So someone like Barracuda really can educate our customers. Also, they've got a great proposition in backing up that Microsoft, as we know is so important these days.
Yeah, I agree, and I like it. I'm glad that we're showing that side of what we do. And then a brand like Brother, is it a managed print that we're trying to?
Absolutely. It's surprising these days how much schools still spend on toners, fixing old printers, etc. So, it's not only about saving schools money, being more efficient. There is an environmental angle on that as well. So we're really pleased to have Brother on our stand to help with that. And also, we're working with Ubiquiti, and I know you're going to talk a little bit later about our new managed service offering in that space. So we've got a real variety on our stand this year.
Yeah, we'll be kind of demoing that and showing that to the world for the first time at Bett. So yeah, I'm really excited about that. If a customer is on the fence about coming down to Bett, what's going to tip you tip them over the edge now and get them to go?
I'm going to be there. So now it's the largest technology show in Europe. It always is. It's the one that everyone wants to go and see. All the major brands are there. We've got a really interesting stand this year. All our account managers in the education team are going to be there during the day, and we've got a lot of come and see the variety on our stand. Come and have a chat and talk to us and see what's new.
Well, if a customer is coming and is now thinking, well, I want to go and see that Lee Dutton fellow that did such a good job on the Misco podcast. Again, kind of give them a sell now. Why should they come and see us at stand SA51?
Again, Misco, we're the leading reseller into the education market. We've got a wide range of products and services available on the stand. Come and chat to the account managers, and we'll tell you why Misco is the best value for their IT purchasing.
Good stuff. Well, thank you very much for joining us. I also will be joining down at Bett. I don't know if I can commit to the full 3 days like Lee yet, but I'll certainly be down there. I look forward to seeing you down there, and thanks again for joining us today.
Thank you very much.
I'm here with Paul Buck from Acer, long-time Misco ally, I would suggest.
Yeah, for sure.
Long-time account manager for us with Acer.
Mm-hmm.
So we're here today to talk about the Bett Show, which you're kindly partnering with us on. So I guess the first question would be, why the Bett Show? Why is the Bett Show important to Acer?
Well, the Bett Show is probably the biggest. Well, it is the biggest education event of the year. It's not happened for a couple of years because of obvious reasons. And education is one of the most important sectors for Acer. It's one of our strongholds. It's where we do really well in that market, and we pride ourselves in having the products and the programs to kind of push into the education market. and it's the first time for, as we said, 2 years to get in front of the schools. Hopefully they're all going to come, and working with you guys there, it gives us a great chance just to show our stuff off again.
So you mentioned whether the customers will come. What's your feeling? Do you think there'll be like a degree of excitement to get out there from the end users?
I think so. I think there's going to be a mixture. I think there's going to be a lot of excitement because obviously there'll be a lot of these people who haven't seen any of the new stuff, and there's going to be lots of new products and programs and things that we don't even know about from other vendors. So I think there's going to be a lot of that. I think there's going to be less people coming from each school. So I think there'll still be the schools will send people, but maybe rather than 5 or 6 people, it'll be 1 or 2. But I think it's going to be. I think it's the first opportunity to get and see what's going on in the new education market. I think it's going to be good.
Exciting stuff. So
I think so. Yeah.
So that's why Bett. So why Misco for Acer then? Acer's a big brand for us, but as you say, in education in general, traditionally you've had your own stands there. So why partner with Misco?
Well, I think it's we want to support the partners that support us. Over the last few years, as the new Misco has come to fruition, the education team is strong. It's very experienced. They know their customers. We know they'll be bringing the right customers to your stand, so we want to be part of that. We feel like if you're going to get opportunities there, they're going to be followed up. We've had a great relationship with you, and we feel like we want to support you. There's other partners that will be there that we also have relationships with, but I think this is one of our stronger ones.
Very diplomatic, good save at the end there.
Well, yeah,
not just us.
Not just you, but it's every vendor's going to have lots of other partners.
Of course.
But we're partnering with partners that we really think can already support us, and we want to support them, which is yourselves. And we feel like we can build more education business together.
Absolutely. Here's to it. So I think then, that's why Bett, why Misco. So the next question would be, why Acer? You mentioned some of the programs you have for education, but what's Acer's pitch for education as opposed to some of your competitors?
Yeah, I mean, Acer, we see education as our stronghold, our strong point, where we actually build programs specifically for the education market. We build products specifically for the education market. So we feel like we've got a good overall portfolio that will support them. We have things like our Acer Upgrade Rewards, which is cashback specifically for our education customers. That doesn't go to anyone else. So that's things like that we're aiming just at the schools and colleges. We have our Acer STEM Rewards, which has been running for a couple of years now.
I like these. I like your STEM Rewards.
Yeah, STEM Rewards is great because we're not. It's not something where we're just trying to push Acer products. We're trying to offer an extra service, an extra solution to the customers. So, if a school buys a classroom worth of laptops or desktops, they can then go onto our Acer STEM Rewards website and claim up to £500 worth of training or STEM equipment, so things like robots for their classroom to do that. So, that's not Acer product. That's just we're giving back with partners. We've got partners who are working. People like Microsoft who are supporting that as well. But we're giving something other than just. It's not just about here's an Acer notebook, go away. We're trying to look at things of how we can benefit the school, and hopefully they'll then obviously come back to the partners who sell that, which is Misco, who will then sell more Acer because they like the kit.
Love it. So really, finally, why should a customer come and see you on our stand? Why should a customer do that rather than they maybe have a relationship with our account manager anyway? I guess it's twofold. To a customer thinking about coming to Bett, why come to Bett? And then if a customer is coming to Bett, why should they come and see what Acer are showing on the stand?
Well, I think firstly, if you want to come to Bett, I think you need to come because you want to see what the latest, and not just the latest and greatest products, but the new products, see how the education market is evolving. It's constantly evolving. I mean, probably you and I have probably been to Bett 10 years plus, and
10 years.
10 years.
For myself.
But what we saw previously, 10 years ago, is now completely different, and there's completely new vendors and stuff. So for the schools, I think it's a great opportunity to see everything in one place.
Yeah.
And it's great for us and the Misco sales guys as well to be able to go around and see what's going on in the market. And for us, I think they should come and see us, because I think it's the best chance for them to see products face to face, and get to have a look at them, see why we're pushing these products as education focused. We put a lot into the development of these products, so seeing it on a screen, seeing it on the internet or whatever, or just a part number, doesn't give you a feel as to what these products are, and give them a chance to speak to us about the programs that we can offer through Misco. I think having that vendor touch, I think is quite important.
Yeah.
And I think end users, schools, I think they like that. They like to be able to speak to the vendors and actually because you're going to have many different messages for different vendors.
One coherent message with many different parts.
Exactly. I'd like to put across just the Acer message, with Misco. But I think it's all about showing them that your end users, if they come to us, they're not just speaking to a Misco salesperson. They've got the relationship. They can see there's a relationship between Acer and
I think
Misco.
it adds credibility to both of us, for them to see that, we're not just pitching products off a page.
Yeah.
We speak to the vendors and we understand what they're doing. And there's a reason why we're pitching that product, because we see how it fits in the ecosystem. So part of what you're doing with us at Bett, I think you've got Google Classrooms, that kind of expert there who's going to talk about how Acer fits into the Google Classroom.
Yeah, I think it's important to understand that education there's many different parts to it, and there's many different products and softwares and solutions that will help the schools. We've got Chrome, we've got Windows. We've got a foot in both camp. I think both are as important as other, and a lot of schools have gone down one route, down to Chrome route. A lot of schools have stayed with Windows. So you need to be able to offer both. We've got Google going to be on the stand, so to give extra information and support on that Google Classroom, either why to move that way, or if you're already there, how to get the best out of this.
And how Acer fits in.
Fits in, yeah. So, we've got a great range of education Chromebooks. I think that's really important. It's a big area of growth, and having the Google guy on the stand with you, they'll be able to talk to your customers about the products, but also about the whole solution behind it, because it's a lot more than just a notebook. It's kind of the end point, but there's so much more that goes with that.
I think it helps us understand as well. So we've got guys who work for Misco who are going to be down there who are Microsoft experts, right? Who can talk about exactly what the Microsoft estate looks like at any school. I think it's probably fair to say that Google is a very unique and specific pitch, and so having someone from Google doing kind of their piece, but again talking about how the various kind of vendors that we have and that we're working with fit within Google, especially Acer. I think it just kind of squares that circle and makes sure that we've got everything tied in right the way from the software to the hardware, talking about how we implement that and roll that out for the customer, and hopefully there's a real clear, coherent message on why that customer can come see Misco, and we can take it from there and do everything else for them. So
yeah, completely.
So I would test you on saying what stand are we on, but as
I have absolutely
nor do I, so I wouldn't be able to check whether that was right. But at the end of this podcast, we'll put out, say, come visit us on stand, whatever that is. For the next person that comes in, I'll have known, so I can test them. But thanks for joining us, Paul, and thanks for supporting us on the show.
No worries. Cheers.
pleasure to be joined by my good friend Jake Muscat now from iiyama. Jake, you've been partnering with Misco for a while, and fortunate to have you working with us on the Bett Show. So my first question to you, Jake, is why is the Bett Show important to iiyama?
Thanks for having me. I think the Bett Show is really important. I mean, especially with iiyama and our education approach. We sort of have a range of different products that we want to make sure that we are showcasing to all of the education customers that are going to be at the show. So I know that we're going to be showcasing our 04 series on your stand with a slot PC, and we've also got our signage range, which is going to be on the stand as well. So it'd just be really good to just get technology in front of customers, because I think that once customers see the iiyama hardware, we generally find that we win some very good opportunities.
It's been our experience too, so that kind of explains a little bit about why the Bett Show is important to you. But obviously you're a good partner of ours and we do some good business together, but why work with Misco at Bett? You know, why specifically is Misco a good option for you guys to work with there?
I think since working with Misco these past 2 years, growth has seen results. We find that Misco have a really similar approach to iiyama with regards to how we want to work with opportunities, work with customers. So I think with our unified approach, we do very well together. So when we were asked to sort of partner with Misco, we were very happy. We don't actually have our own stand presence within Bett, so when we do have partners that want to work with us exclusively and help to support them on their stands, we'll always do something like that.
It's not an invite for you other partners that are looking here.
No,
you mean
it's
specifically
just
the important
Dicko said not to look at the camera specifically.
Well, you know, behind the scenes stuff now. So why then for customers, why iiyama? Why is iiyama a good proposition for an education customer who's looking at be it a front of classroom signage panel, be it monitors, be it non-interactives? Why is iiyama a good proposition?
So we run by a slogan which is today's students and tomorrow's professionals.
Nice.
And I think genuinely that makes sense within our ethos around how we want to educate the market. So we get a lot of brands that will obviously promote education software, which we can see value in, but ultimately what we're really adding value is explaining the benefits of the Microsoft package, non-subscription models, feature-rich products, and an open platform on the devices which will allow customers, if they do have specific software, to be able to add that onto the unit. I think our approach with a 5-year on-site de-install, reinstall warranty as an upgrade within education works really well. It means that it's just less downtime for customers. So I think all in all, that's what we're really trying to showcase. So we will have that slot PC, which will give them that Windows experience. There is a USB-C connection as well. We want to explain the benefit of that. What we're finding this year and last year is due to the influx in client device orders, that most customers are starting to now have USB-C connections and want to be able to use those connections for a more simplified installation. So yeah, I think that's really what we're looking to pass across is, you know, no subscription model, just a really well-performing interactive display.
It's good. You've done that pitch before, I can tell.
I don't know what you mean. No.
And so, what would your comment be to any customer who's thinking about coming to Bett? You know, why should they come to Bett? And then for those customers that are already coming to Bett, why come and see Misco and iiyama specifically on our stand?
Well, I think on the day we'll definitely be. I mean, I'll be on the stand every day. So you know, if you're looking for an interactive demonstration, I think definitely get yourself down to the show. It's a brilliant way of being able to headline all technology, not just from us as a brand, you know, being unselfish, taking my iiyama hat off, but you know, I think for people to really come and just get to see and touch the technology. We'll always be able to offer demo units for customers on set opportunities through Misco. However, yeah, I think it's really good to just get that full demonstration with a demonstrator there to be able to really see its full potential on both interactive and non-interactive as well.
So you're saying if a customer comes to you, you do a demo, it's a guarantee they're going to want the
I think we've got a pretty good strike record. Yeah, no. I think it's just a case of customers getting that understanding. You know, we're not trying to reinvent the wheel. We're just trying to really have a really nice performing product, which the feedback on our new 04 series has been phenomenal. I think we're very confident to say that any models against ours with regards to any comparisons, shootouts that really get to have a look at that touch experience that we're offering on that, because it really is it's the best in its class.
Good stuff. Well, thank you very much for joining us briefly, and thank you for supporting us with the stand, and look forward to continuing our successful partnership.
Look forward to being there.
Okay, and now we're joined by Misco's resident networking expert, Mark Groom.
Hello.
Thrilled to be on camera, as I can tell.
Very thrilled.
Didn't have to twist your arm at all. So, Mark, you're doing something different with us at Bett. So we kind of going to be showing for the first time to the world a little bit of a new offering that we've got at Misco, something we're calling Mind Networks. Do you think you can kind of give a little bit of an explanation of what that is?
Yeah, so what we're looking to do is take a Ubiquiti network and be able to manage it and monitor it for our customers. So when they buy a network or Ubiquiti product, we can take that, monitor it, manage it, and have a full visibility of their network, as well as giving them visibility of their network at the same time.
So that's quite exciting. So my experience of Ubiquiti is that people really like the product, but sometimes things like after sales support and stuff can be quite tricky because of the way their channel runs. So should this take some of that pain away from customers?
That's correct. I mean, we do have we'll have first line support, and we also have backup of another company that will give us a degree of third line support directly into Ubiquiti, rather than just using the portals on the Ubiquiti site.
Great stuff. So why do you think Ubiquiti does so well in education, and do you think this particular offering from Misco has kind of an additional attraction for IT managers at schools?
Purely cost. I mean, there's an amazing cost price, but the dashboard is very intuitive, very easy to use, so it's a brilliant product, really.
I like it. So I think that probably gives hopefully a little bit of a flavour for some of you guys to want to come and see us. But if a school or an IT manager was thinking about coming to Bett, why should they come and see what we can do with my network? Why do that rather than just ask for your time on the phone? What can we show them?
Well, we can do a full demo of the dashboard
on the day.
On the day, we'll have a screen there, so we can show how the dashboard works. Full demo of the Ubiquiti network, based on one of our colleagues' home networks, interestingly. But it is a full network, so you'll be able to see everything as it works.
Perfect. I promised you this wouldn't be too long and too painful, so I'll leave it at that, Mark. Thanks very much. And
Thanks.
I think this is really one of the things I'm the most excited about, kind of debuting there. I think it's a really new, exciting thing that we can do.
Definitely an interesting product.
Good stuff. Thanks, Mark.
Thanks, Anthony.
I think also this Bett Show specifically is going to be a big one, because obviously we've had the COVID and not been able to do two events. So I think we're all quite excited and looking forward to getting an engagement partners as well. And I think the other important bit for particularly education sector with Mendit is the flexibility of Mendit as a vendor, and how flexible we are. You know, we can do ad hoc repairs, we can do just standard maintenance, we can do accidental damage for insurance, and then we have Maintenance Plus, which covers everything. So we have that full flexibility along with doing co-term as well. So for us, it's a really key area of the market. It's growing more and more. Obviously with the new Microsoft product that's launched as well, that's going to be quite a key focus product for us to support. So yeah, Bett for us is probably our biggest and best show that we go to. Luckily we're partnered up with Misco for that, which is great too.
That leads me on perfectly then. So with that in mind, like, why Misco? Why partner with Misco at Bett rather than, you know, any other partner, or doing it yourself, or, you know, why Misco?
Well, I think with Mendit we're an auxiliary product, kind of. We can't be sold without there being some hardware. So we have to partner up with a key partner. I think strategically for us, Misco currently is best for us, and the access and the way that you guys work, the heritage and the history that you have, and certainly from what I've seen in the 3-4 months I've been working with you, the access and contact and relationship with those end user education partners is really key. You know, and I've seen quite a fair few opportunities come off the back of it, which is great, which we want to see. So for us, we've definitely made the right choice for the Bett Show partner with Misco, and that's predominantly why. You know, and I think the other really good thing with Misco is that, certainly in my own experience, is that you guys are quite open to me talking and being on calls with end users and with the education trust guys and with the infrastructure managers at the places, and that's really good, because it's better to have that direct conversation about what solution they need and work with them on the solution that they want, rather than doing it third hand or doing it all together collectively as a tri-party. So they're the key reasons for Misco, I think, for me, and also you guys always make me feel super welcome as well, every time I come.
Josh, you're going to clip some of those bits where he says about Misco being the best afterwards. I think what you mentioned there about us really engaging you with our customers, I think that's key for us strategically, is that we're only as good as the relationships we have with our vendor partners, and we really consider ourselves to not be just a reseller that's just, it's a product on a page and we sell it through. If we're selling something, we want to believe in it, and we believe in it because we partner with those vendors. And so there's no kind of cloak and dagger about, no, it's our customer, we don't want you involved. We absolutely want our vendors involved with our customers. That's big for us, and it's good that that's kind of recognised. So you kind of went into this a little bit already, but I would say that the next question will be, why Mendit for education? There are a number of warranties, and there are a number of ways that you can protect your product, but especially for education, why Mendit?
So I think and I touched on this very briefly, but the main reason Mendit is, obviously key elements for people who make the buying decisions is going to be service, pricing, downtime. They're the three key things. Now at Mendit, our service is impeccable. We have a lot of experience across our engineers. I think we worked out the other day, it's over 120 years of experience across our engineers, which is an incredible amount. And they're also relatively young as well, which is impressive. The service, we're very proactive in talking to our customers, or the customers have Mendit, and updating them through the journey of what we're doing when we fix it. It's very easy to register your product and to make a claim with Mendit as well. And we're very much about trying to turn around the product as quickly as possible. Our standard fix, repair and collect and return is 3 to 5 days. We generally do it in 2, but we have to have that 3 to 5 day buffer just in case. So I think for education customers, the key element is the downtime, how much time that person that's responsible for that estate has to spend logging the device, sending it back, and all that infrastructure around that as well. And then also the costing as well, because we can offer the best service, but if we're massively more expensive than everyone else, then we're uncompetitive. And also our flexibility, and we cover multi-vendor, and as you guys know, for partners, if they can have one part code or one option for one specific solution for their whole estate, that's all different brands, all different types of product, that's key as well. So with Mendit, we have that full flexibility too.
Probably more important than ever now, where supply chain and COVID means that you're probably seeing more mixed estates than ever.
Absolutely.
At end user level, really. I think certainly we're seeing that. We've had schools, as it's Bett Show would say, schools, but customers across the portfolio where they would be would usually have a one vendor estate, but due to supply chains and it's been a crazy, I would say year, but probably 2 years nearly now. Have more than ever. People have just needed whatever hardware they can get their hands on. So I think that's a good point.
I think the other point, so sorry to interrupt for a second, is that a lot certainly in the education sector, they're sweating their assets a lot more now as well. They're not replacing them every 2, 3 or 5 years. They're keeping them going as long as possible, and there's actually a recycle element of keeping it going with the pupils and the students. And another point with Mendit is that we can support pretty much anything to a certain point. So we can code some stuff, we can do stuff that's post-warranty, so if there's things that have expired, or if they have a manufacturer warranty that's expired, we can do options on that as well. And I think that gives greater flexibility too. We've had a few end customers that we've spoken to within the education piece via Misco, where they have exactly what you've talked about. They have a varied estate of different devices within different manufacturers with different lifespans, different usage, different condition, and we still manage to put together a quote for them bespokely, and where possible with as little part code or as little options as possible, and just try and do one option to code everything together. So again, to repeat myself, but we have that flexibility as well, which I think is key, really key at the moment.
That's good, really good offer. I will say though, if you are looking at renewing your estate, Misco is still the best place for that. You don't have to sweat your offer if you can make it.
Renew the estate and then buy your Mendit stuff
there you go.
as well.
Ideal. So just finally, why should the customers who are thinking about Bett, why should they come? And those customers that are already coming, why should they come and see us and you specifically on our stand?
So I think they should come and see Misco because you guys have got compelling business, you've got great experience, you know, your customer service is second to none. Mendit in line with that. I can harp on and preach about Mendit and it's great and everything else, but if you don't know Mendit and what we do, it can become very confusing, it can become a minefield. I'm there to clear that up and help with you. So I would say to any customers that are going to be at Bett, don't worry about what you've got and what you want. Come and speak to us, as in Misco and Mendit collectively. Speak to me about your warranties, your damage cover, your screen damage products. Whatever you want, come and speak to me about what you've got and what you need, and we will be able to give you an option via Misco for your, you know, for you specifically. And if that's that we do a bespoke option, fine. If it's an option from our price, that's fine. I'll be able to advise you on what you've got. You know, a lot of key questions we get, certainly with education, is damage, physical damage, water damage, etc. And you know, there are options that we have, and I won't go into details on all the options now, but as an example, you know, we've had instances recently where the infrastructure manager of an education trust, for example, gets back 5 laptops and they're all smashed screen, but then when they check them, when they get back to us, they've got water damage or they've got a key that's broken or something else. You know, one of our packages that we have that we offer covers all that, so you can say it's damage, it will come back to us and we'll do a full health check on it at no extra cost. So we've always got an option, so always come and talk to us because there's always an option. I know I'm sounding like I'm repeating myself, but flexibility of Mendit is the main thing. You know, the service and the pricing, but flexibility is the main thing. We can do anything for any laptop, tablet or smartphone, preferably bought from Misco, but we can do anything on any option for you, so come and talk to us. You know, flexibility, that's the key thing.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for coming in, having a quick chat. Thank you for supporting us with Bett. We look forward to seeing you there, and I'm sure we're going to do a lot of business together.
Thank you, I look forward to being there.
Cheers.
Thanks.
So that's it. Thank you for joining us. Thank you to our vendor partners, Mendit, Barracuda, iiyama, Ubiquiti, Acer, Brother, all good partners of ours, all going to have some really compelling offers on the days. Hopefully we'll see you there down at the Excel building in London, 23rd to 25th of March, stand SA51 still on the board. Also, next month, really excited for episode 3 of MyCast. We have an industry legend joining us, so keep your eyes peeled for that. I'm excited, and I don't even mean me. Look forward to you joining us for that. Thanks again for spending your time with us today. See you next time.